And here we are again, out just for a little walk. And today we are, at the moment, just about at the end of Appledore. I think you can probably see just behind me there is cross between the River Tor and the River Torridge is where it sort of divides. And down towards the right hand side is Appledore behind that wall. And that's the Torridge, and across the water you can see where we went the other week, which is Instow, and we walked all the way along towards the jetty right over there. I hope that's all in focus for you. And if we keep going round, you'll see right behind me we've got Northam Burrows on the other side, and the River Tor, which goes down towards Appledore. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a little walk along here and see what we can see. We're off to Northam Burrows, which should be quite enjoyable. It's a lovely day again, beginning of March, and we're having to go with a different camera, my DSLR. I've also got the GoPro. Some shots. This one's a bit heavier, no gimbal again, so I apologise for the shaky hands. This is probably one of the longer walks that I've been on. It should be about 5 miles, this one, and we're actually walking through a part of Appledore called Ursa Street. Now, I don't know if you're going to see behind me there some of these places. These are old fishermen's cottages. Appledore used to be quite prolific as a port back in the day, and obviously fishing was one of the big things. Obviously we've got Appledore shipyard a bit further back, one of the largest covered dry docks in Europe, which was quite profound in the area, and then it sort of slackened off a bit, but there is only a few months ago announced that some more work was going to be put forward towards Appledore shipyard to keep the industry going, which is quite good. It's another glorious day, and so far no dogs barking. Now, in the previous video when I went to Instow, there was a very, very minute picture of the Appledore lifeboat, which they moor right out in the water, which you can now, I hope, see behind me somewhere. Where is it? Let's see if we can find it. Right, we're about at the end of Ursa Street, and as you can see we're at the slipway for the lifeboat, which is out there. If I turn you around you can probably see that just behind. There we go. So we're going to go, if we go down here, that's the old custom house, and just walk down here. We have to walk back again because we don't want to go down actually onto the beach today. We have to walk up onto Northam Burrows. So there's the slipway down there, and if we turn around you'll see the lifeboat station. There it is. And the idea on this walk, which is going to be a fairly big one, is to walk to that point on the opposite side, and that's Northam Burrows. It's a bit of a nature reserve, so I'm hoping we can see something. Okay, so we'll bring you along, and we'll get you in a bit. We'll go and find out where I am at the moment. Okay. Well, we found the path. It's a little bit narrow, still got some houses on the left. Shouldn't be too bad. So just leaving Appledore, coming on to Northam. Nice, somebody's put bird feeder. There you go. Coastal path. Still part, I think, of the Southwest Coastal Path, which, well, runs for miles, doesn't it, really? And we're sort of on the edge of almost like a field. It's not really too muddy today. As you can see, sun is on again, glorious day, and surprisingly not too cold. It was forecast about 6 or 7 degrees, but it does feel a bit warmer than that, actually, so there you go. High tide. I don't know what that means. Now, we got to go. Make sure we shut the gate. Low tide, high tide. Not really sure which one it is. The tide is out at the moment. We can hear some birds. There's people actually walking. I don't know what they're actually doing in the water. There you go. Right. Well, we're back on the coastal path. Now we've come off a little bit of road walking at Watertown, where the garage is. Not fantastically signposted, so you do have to keep your wits about you, but then just a bit further up, at Burrow Lane, I think this is called, and it's heading back towards what I would call the coast path anyway, and onto the Burrows. Now we're officially on Northam Burrows. Which I think this is what's called the Pill. If it's River Pill or just the Pill, if you look on the map, I think that's the right right one. And we'll just come up over this. As long as it's not glaring too much, you should be able to see right in the distance is Heartland Point, and coming back and tucked right in behind there is Bude and Clovelly, at least Clovelly, and then coming around is Westwood Hoe with an exclamation mark, don't forget that. Okay, and all the green in front is actually golf course. It's a lot of horse poo here. It's the Royal North Devon Golf Club, which is a links course, and I'll probably cut back over that on the way back. So you can walk on the grass or the road. The road is actually closed at the moment, the gate's shut, purely because there's a damaged cattle grid. So obviously if that's not effective, then it'll be a bit difficult to keep livestock in. There are horses and ponies on the Burrows and sheep, and probably lots of other things. We'll see what we can find, if we do at all. We'll just keep going until we get to the other side. You can see right in the distance Salt and Sands Hotel, massive big landmark in this area. You can see it for miles, and that is miles away because you've got to go all the way back through touching Bideford along the A361 link road into Barnstable, through Rafton, Braunton, and then when you get to Braunton, turn left towards Taunton and Croyd, and it's down there. And a bit further around, you've actually got Croyd Bay, which is a big surfing area, and the next one on is Woolacombe, 3 miles of golden sand, which we might try and do. Anyway, we'll flick you off for a minute and catch you up when we're a bit further on. A few people out and about, lovely day as I said, and glorious, glorious. Dog's gone for a swim. Rather you than me, matey. Well, we're probably about halfway around. Over this bit. There, right up on the mound. You can see behind me the rest of the burrows going over to Westwood Hoe. We might get to see the Pebble Ridge, don't know. And I'll turn you around. We're now right opposite Appledore, right on that peninsula. You'll see right the way around. River Tor going off to the left down towards Barnstaple. The other side we've got Northam Burrows going right over to Mort Point over the other side, and you probably can't see it, but right in the distance, just over the horizon there, I can see Lundy Island in the channel sticking up. So there we go. It's there's some birds on the fly past. Probably some geese. I don't know if you can get that. It's actually quite calm. There's been a couple of gusts of wind, but only a little bit of breeze really, and it's fresh, but it's not cold. I've got some extra layers in the bag. Don't think I'm going to need them at all today. But, and not too many people, a few, but not right over in this corner. So we're getting as near to the edge as we can now on this part of the Burrows, and you'll be able to see on the map it sticks out a little bit. So you can see in the video in the distance, got the lifeboat. I don't know why they leave it out in the water. I'll have to look into that, but it's right by the slipway, and we saw the boathouse earlier, so I really haven't got a Scooby-Doo why they leave it out there instead of just launching it straight down the ramp. So anyway, I think we'll stop and have a coffee. Beginnings of Westwood Hoe's Pebble Ridge. We're still around at Northam Burrows. It's on its way out again, I think. So if you get around to there, you can see where the sandbar is, where the sea's rough. And, the other side of the estuary to Northam Burrows. Like I said, we'll get over that side probably in a few weeks. Got a bit of gardening to do the rest of the weekend. The sun's like this, it's warming up. Time to start sowing a few seeds. Get some compost on my little raised veg borders. Not got a lot of area to grow, Grow potatoes in buckets. Seemed to do quite well last year, it was the first time. Don't grow many big things like Swedes or parsnips or cabbages or cauliflowers. I just really haven't got the room. But we like our salads, our fruit and peas. I do like my peas. Might sound a bit boring, but there's nothing better than fresh picked peas and fresh picked runner beans. Probably one of my favourites. Now, it looks as though somebody here has built a little makeshift shelter with some driftwood. It must have took a bit of time trying to find all that timber around here, because as you can see, it's basically as flat as a pancake. Lots of sheep now. Probably helps the greenkeeper, so he doesn't have to cut the grass too much. But we'll track on up here, and that should bring us round more towards Westwood Ho Beach. That's where we've come from, all the way down there. As you can see, the estuary going out, set over the other side, Salton Sands, and the choppy white water where the sandbar is, and in the distance on the horizon. I hope you can make it out. I will take it with a telephoto by the zoom lens that I've got of Lundy, and then it's all the way along the beach. You can see the more we look towards Westwood Ho, the more people you can see in the distance out for a nice walk. See what's over the ridge. So, we've come quite a long way already. We're going not all the way around, we're going halfway, and I'm going to cut across the golf course to go back. And I think that should make it. By the time I get back to Appledore, to the car, street park today. So, because the car park is closed. So just that little extra walk do me good. So it's going to be around the 5 miles mark. Sorry for anybody who works in metric, but a bit old-fashioned. Stick to the imperial measurements. 5 miles is 5 miles. that is. 6k? Haven't got a clue. So. Yeah, people hiking or walking, really. Not really hiking, is it? Or on their mountain bikes. Did actually see some guy on his bike earlier stop down by the estuary and get out his fishing rod with a lure on. So I'm not quite sure what's around at the moment. Oh, hello, somebody's written something here. Don't know. Looks like hieroglyphics to me. But what we're going to do is we're going to walk down. They're actually doing some remodelling work on the site halfway down here. The crane's a bit further on. I hope the wind noise isn't too bad today. We're going to go down as far as that. Turn left on what I think is a bearing of 78 degrees east, which will hopefully bring me across the golf course and back to where I was going to park the car at the car park right at the beginning, Northam Burrows, and then walk back along the street back through Watertown, Appledore, back to the car. Okay. There's a bit of a mound here with a bench. I won't sit on the bench. I might try and get up the mound, which is probably the highest bit here, and see what sort of views we can get. Probably be quite good, I would have thought. There we are. Again over towards Appledore, coming all the way around. You can see the little lake. Lundy in the distance. That was the Heartland. Clevellian there somewhere, and then down there is Westwood Hoe, with all the way back to Northam and Appledore. They are 360. Right, well, going to move across the golf course now, hopefully heading for the right area, and like I said, I didn't want to go all the way around today. There's still plenty of people about, just zigzagging, no golf you see, so you can really walk where you want to on here today. And it's cheaper, relatively tame. You can get out fairly close to them. So, we'll see how these do as we walk past. This one's a short. Alright, we'll just keep out your way. Yeah. Meh. Looks like a pregnant ewe. It's being spring, be lambing soon, I should think. Right. Okay, well, we'll get you in a little bit towards the end. We'll march on. seem to have got myself stuck in a load of undergrowth. Should be able to get out. A dismembered golf ball down there, somebody's. Might be looking for that for ages. Bit sharp, but prickly. Now back out on the golf course. Don't know how I got stuck in that. I can see the footpath right in front that we came in on, which leads back to the car park, the closed car park, and we just make a walk along the road back through Watertown, and probably the same way that we came in. Know where I am then. And here we are, back on the path, right back to the beginning. Going back slightly different way, which I think is the way that we should have come in the first place, which just asked the chappie over there, and this one actually does take you down on the low tide mark, but quicker back to Appledore as opposed to where we went to before, which was through Watertown, which was a bit of a longer reach. So over the Stile, and I think we're halfway there. Again, it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Glorious sun, hardly a cloud in the sky, and it's really warm. There's no breeze. All right, a little bit, but it's not cold. When we got over the other side to the exposed bit, as we turned that corner onto Pebble Ridge towards Westford Hoe, I thought it was going to be a bit biting coming off the sea there, but it's not been cold at all. So I'll follow this chap, and hopefully I won't get lost. That's a good reference. SS 452304. The signs make sense now. There's two signs on the post: high tide, low tide. Tells you I need to get out and about a bit more. Obviously, it means when the tide's high, take the high tide path. When the tide's low, like it is now, you can take the low tide path. So we're heading for straight ahead. Not family with the dog. I wonder if that's going to be a barking dog. But it's getting a little bit mushy here, so I don't want to get my boots filthy. Actually, they've been nice and dry so far. We'll get off this. We get onto the sand. Might be alright if I don't slip and break my neck in the process. There we are, that's better. And always an old tyre. I've got a tractor tyre. Oh, another speedy dog. I think the dog just became a blur on my camera then. Got a bit of speed. And that's the path up there that we walked out on, because we did high tide path, and which took us through that field. And this is obviously low tide, walk across the beach at your own risk. It's as you can see, very loose pebbles. Yeah, everything's been pretty flat. It's a pretty flat walk, and we'll probably just get right the way round to the slipway for the lifeboat, and then we're back on some nice firm ground. Oop, there you go. So a couple of people have got their rods out. Must mean that the tide might be on the ebb soon and starting to come back in. And there we are, back on the slipway. Bit of a car park, didn't even know this existed down here. And another dog going for a swim. There we go.
Maybe they'll give you that night.
See, we've just come out the end of Ursha Street, part of it, and we're at the Royal George, so we're not too far away now. We'll get back to the car. I think the tide's gone right down. Still people out with the dogs. I'm going to hear a dog in the background. Always got to have a barking dog on one of my walks. And we're just coming up to the Beaver Inn. Really nice food in there for anybody that comes in the summer, and I must admit most of the local establishments do offer a fair and extended range. It's not just your pies and pasties these days, there's all different types. It's not just scampi in a basket or a burger. It's local fish, obviously as much as I can get. Thai cuisine, a lot of Asian stuff. There are lots of curries as well. It's a great alternative. Pizzas, pastas. Blowing the trumpet a bit for North Devon, in this area. I actually work in Bideford in hospitality, and we do try and support as much as we can the local producer, whether it's fruit and veg, meat or seafood. And we've all taken the hit in the lockdown. Alright, turn you around for the last little bit.